On June 8, 1990, Debbie O'Mara, her husband Patrick, and their 2 children were driving through the farmlands of central Michigan, miles away from home.
We were on our way to a family reunion. We were traveling down M50 and came up behind a white vehicle.
That was great. Especially right in front of Uncle Gene that time.
My husband and I were just talking, and the kids, who knows, they were probably squabbling like they usually do.
Also traveling north on the narrow country road were Henry Dumonceau and his wife Maxine.
We were 15 miles from Charlotte when I said, yeah, I'm getting hungry. And he said, well, when we get into Charlotte, we'll stop and get something to eat.
There was an oncoming semi coming toward us, which we didn't really think much about. You know, you have semis pass you all the time. We, of course, realized that he had been hit, and the car immediately started coming off, off the side of the road.
It wasn't going to stop by itself, I could see that. So I threw it in park after it hit the brake and saw this man sprawled out in the seat in agony.
I looked in her door, and he was just covered with blood.
Hey, he's hurt bad. Stay here, I'll go get help.
And so I asked, do you have a rag, towel, anything? I got to stop the bleeding.
While Debbie O'Mara stayed at the scene, her husband Patrick went for help.
You're okay.
There was blood everywhere. I mean, just an extraordinary amount of blood was coming from a chest wound.
Speed was going to be the most important thing, and getting help as fast as possible, because I knew the guy was in bad shape.
He happened to stop at the home of Bernie Edgell and his 16-year-old daughter, Shannon.
Come on in, door's open. There's been a bad accident, right down the road.
At first, I started to call the ambulance, and my father said, I'll do it, I'll take over, because he knew the number.
Is there anyone down there doing first aid?
I thought, well, I have to go down there because I know first aid, and I need to do something. I went in the bathroom and grabbed some towels and rags to take down to the scene with me because I didn't have my first aid kit, and I didn't know what I'd need, but something just told me to take that.
And he's bleeding bad.
She was a young lady, and she says, I'm coming with you. And I was kind of shocked. I go, well, yeah, come on with me. I need all the help I can get.
Northwest of the intersection of Dow Road and M50.
We received a call from Eaton County Central Dispatch for a personal injury accident. We were approximately 15 miles to the scene. Quite a great distance from the hospital.
Shannon had just completed a high school first aid class 2 days earlier.
And she came running toward me and said, I've had first aid. And she got in there and she says, we got to open his shirt up. Do you have a pair of scissors? And I said, well, Pat's probably got a knife.
That's good. Here you go. Nothing like that's ever happened.
When I first got there, I thought, oh my gosh, he was just covered with blood, and I got nervous. But I knew that this man's life was in my hands. I couldn't tell exactly where the wound was without taking the shirt off so I could get the pressure exactly right over the wound.
I was amazed. She acted like she knew what she was doing, and I, thought she was a off-duty paramedic. I would have never thought she was that young.
It seemed like it took so long for that ambulance to get there, to get him to the hospital. That's all I could think of. I knew he was hurt bad.
I could hear that he was having respiratory problems, and it sounded to me like fluids were in his throat. And then sometimes his breathing would almost stop, and I'd say, breathe, breathe. He'd take a big gasp, and he'd start breathing again.
Sheriff's Deputy Kevin Harrod was the first official on the scene.
I was in the Lansing area when they put the call out, and I immediately went code 1 and responded. It took me approximately 5 minutes to get there. Grabbing the first aid kit, I went around to the passenger side of the vehicle. I get under the front seat and then realized that nothing in the first aid kit was going to be big enough. It looked like something had come through the windshield. It opened him up probably a grapefruit-sized hole in his chest just above his heart. At that point, it didn't look good for him at all. It's a fine line between life and death, and you don't really realize that until you're actually working on someone that is that close to death.
Almost 15 minutes had passed since Henry Dumonceau had suffered the freak accident.
She may have been scared. I believe maybe we both were at the time, but you don't have time to think about it. You just do what you have to do.
Patrick said that they could see the ambulance coming down the road, and I told Henry, and he said, I can't hold on any longer. I just want to die. Just let me die. And that just crushed me inside to hear him say that, because he'd held on for so long. I said, don't give up now. Now the ambulance is here. Don't give up.
Hey, what's going on? What do you got here?
When I saw the wound that he had, I started to get the feeling that, you know, this is going to be one of those ones I'm going to feel for a long time. I really didn't expect him to make it. When we took his initial vital signs, his blood pressure was 60. It was so low we couldn't hear it with the stethoscope. He had lost so much blood that it was very critical to get a large amount of fluid into him quickly, because we were afraid that Hank was going to go into cardiac arrest.
I knew that there was a chance that maybe he wouldn't make it through this, but I just felt that he would be okay, and I hoped he would, and I prayed for him.
We're taking good care of you. We're taking you to the hospital.
I couldn't squeeze the bags of IV fluids and hold pressure on this man's chest all at the same time.
Tell them we have a critical patient and we would like an assist from one of their personnel.
They stopped at a local fire station to pick up an EMT.
He maintained the pressure on the chest while I continued squeezing the bags of the IVs.
My name is Ron. You're doing fine, Hank. Just hold in there, bud.
Within 50 minutes, Henry arrived at St. Lawrence Hospital, where he was admitted under the care of Dr. Gaius Clark.
They gave us about almost 20 minutes of advance notice, so we knew from the very beginning that we had a man that was massively injured, a man that was basically bleeding to death.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Even though he had used up his golden hour of time, there's that factor of the human spirit. You never know what that's going to play in any person's survival.
Is your neck hurt?
The trauma surgeons were there. Anesthesiologist was there to put a tube in his lungs to breathe for him. Cardiopulmonary was there to do electrocardiogram and blood gases. The laboratory was there to draw blood on the man. All these things were done within 20 minutes.
I'm going to have to put a tube down into your chest to help you breathe.
One lung was basically collapsed and filled with blood. The surgical team put a chest tube into the lung. The blood immediately went into the autotransfuser, and before he went even into surgery, he was given 600 cc of his own blood back. So even though the prognosis was considered extremely grave, there was at least the possibility that he would survive.
For 2 weeks, Henry remained in a coma. His wife, Maxine, could only hope and wait.
We went to see him in the critical care unit. Oh, God. I never thought he'd make it. I didn't think he'd survive. No, I didn't.